This is the March 2009 National Geographic magazine, and it was about saving energy, and it states that it should start at home, and I agree, but I also say that it should start at school. Of course, man, we were wondering how much energy we were using, so we went around to different classrooms to take an energy audit. And so we came up with how much it cost, and we were wondering if we could lower the cost. When we went around, we used a kilowatt meter.
Well, we used this, and there's a big difference between these two sharpeners.
What is that machine doing?
It's measuring how many watts the pencil sharpener is using. Kilowatt meter. So this X-Acto pencil sharpener uses a lot more energy than this one. So we think if we are going to use electric pencil sharpeners, we should be using the ones that use less energy. Now, this pencil sharpener, the one you use with your hand, uses no kilowatts and saves a lot of energy. This is an infrared thermometer, which when you hold down the button, it shows a laser that can tell the temperature. And it's 66, and we found out that we need to seal it on the sides so that not all the heat goes out, which wastes energy and we lose money.
This is a book called My Light, and it's about solar energy, well, how we take energy from the sun. And my favorite part is the wind energy one and the solar energy ones.
We had a 10-4-10 project, and the subject was greener, cleaner. And for my project, I took the 48 hours totally green. So we unplugged all our TVs, and
At home?
yeah, at my house. And my mom was wondering if the electric company would call us and wonder why we weren't using any. So the 5th grade, we went on a field trip to the National Building Museum, and there we built like a small house, and the house was pretty much entirely green. The floor was completely made out of recycled bottles, and we also had insulators, and good insulators will help the heat stay in the house so we won't waste heat. And the insulators were made out of recycled denim.
Well, for my 10-4-10 project, I decided to do it on how I walk to school. And me and my family were helping me to see if we did the math to see if everyone in my school walked to school, how much energy we would save. And we learned that for every gallon of gas you burn, 20 pounds of carbon dioxide goes up into the atmosphere. And we did the math, and it's much more eco-friendly to walk to school.
About 3 weeks ago, me and my class were working on several posters, and we wrote on the posters a ton of ways to save energy. Two of the devices are turn off the heat when you leave the house, and the other one is use the swirly bulb instead of the big bulb.
You can also put this as a survey. You can also say move it down.
A light meter. And it's showing how much energy that we're using. And right now, it's in 44, 45. And it's as much, as high it is, it's trying to like say that we need to turn off more lights to save more energy.
There's too much light in here?
Yes.
We're going to go over to the hallway where we have some posters, kind of like this one, to remind people to close doors. Finch.
This is the 6th grade classroom, and so we made a very funny one for the 6th grade, and it says, do you want electricity in your house? Then turn these bad boys off.
And we have these in almost every classroom in the school building.
Instead of using laptops, we should use our computers that we have in our classroom, because with more laptops, there's more energy that we use.
What I'd like to see is, in our 6th grade classroom, the temperature stay kind of at a steady temperature, because our classroom is either too hot or too cold.
So what I'd like to see is in some of the bathrooms not have that many light bulbs, because we found out that there's too many and we don't need that much.
I'd like to see that if the heater is on, to keep all the windows closed or make sure that the door is closed so it's not letting the heat out.
I would like to see, instead of turning up the heater, you should turn it off and put on a sweater.
What I'd like to see in our classroom is lights are always turned off, because we don't really need them when they're turned off. We can still see.
I'd like to see as many people as they could drive to school and eco-friendly cars.
What I wish is people using swirly bulbs.
The swirly bulbs.
Well, I wish we had a windmill or a solar panel so that we didn't have to use coal, because a lot of our students at school have asthma, and we know this contributes to air pollution.
Today